What if the event that will make a generation rich is already happening, and you're just now feeling the first tremors? We just got through a week that felt like a glitch in the system, a time when the wealth did more than just go up, it shot through the roof. The air is charged with a strong electricity that makes you think this isn't just a short spike, but the start of something huge. There is one big question that all smart investors have right now. Are we just getting started? I'm sure the answer is a strong yes. We are seeing the first shockwaves of a huge change in the economy that I think will end in a truly wonderful 2026. Think about a time when the benefits are so great that you'll be high-fiving strangers to celebrate the future you planned. The real world is not just a dream. It is the place we are trying to get to. Before we go into more detail about the chart's secret messages and try to figure out what's really going on behind the scenes in global finance, you need to know how to get ready for this change. It's not a matter of luck. It has to do with seeing things ahead of time. That's the reason I made the XRP Millionaire Plan. This isn't just a PDF that you can read in a few hours. It's the result of over 10 years of hard work, constant market study, and real estate investment experience. Everything boiled down into a strategy guide. The book walks you through step by step how to find the next huge opportunities before they even reach the mass media. The link you need to get this important edge is in the explanation below. This week showed how volatile and sure of itself the market can be. The portfolio went up by an amazing $54,000 on the first day, but then it went down by $10,000 the next. It was a crazy ride. But then the momentum came back with a fury, and for the next 2 days, gains in the tens of thousands were made every day. The fund went up by about $100,000 in just 1 week when everything was over. The journey is taking place in the open, a clear goal to show what is possible. The goal is very big. To go from a little more than $231,000 to an amazing $10 million in less than 5 years. This public trip started only 10 weeks ago. The fund has grown by more than $250,000 already today. This doesn't even include the six-figure crypto gains that have already been made and are being reused in a smart way. Every choice and move is part of a bigger plan, a well-thought-out way to reach the end goal. There were still smart moves made today, even though the market was in a state of chaos. Some of the cash stocks that were kept in T-bills were cashed out. Why? In order to get more Bitcoin. It wasn't a whim, it was an honest buy. As a result of this paradigm change, whole countries are talking about putting Bitcoin in their strategic reserves. It's being quietly added to the balance sheets of big companies. This item is no longer a special treasure. It's turning into an important part of the future banking system. There are more reasons than one to buy more Bitcoin to hold on to it for a long time. It's a bet on the direction that decentralized banking will take. We're just letting that position stand because we're sure of its strength and growing support around the world. You need to see what the game is really about because the pieces are moving on the board. Let's look at the charts now, because this is where the story really gets interesting. The most important thing I was looking for in XRP was a sign that the waves were about to change. Its price has been held back for a while by a ceiling called the declining resistance line. We needed a clear and strong break above it. We got our first push yesterday with a close above that important line. One move is never enough though. You need to be sure. The price rose to retest the 30-cent limit at one point today. That move was beautiful and accurate, and it was just the confirmation we needed. The 13 moving average, which is now curling up from below, is even more interesting. This is a traditional sign that a strong upward thrust is coming. This pattern is like a shot to the bears, letting them know that things are getting tough. Since the price pulled back, today's candle might not look overtly bullish, but the mechanics are screaming promise. The drama in Washington, D.C. might end over the weekend, which could make the market less stressed. This could be just what XRP needs to start its next big run. Let's look at Bitcoin, going from one interesting picture to the next. What we see here is truly lovely. The price is now moving into the area where it will try to beat its previous all-time highs. Not long ago, the doubters were loud and said that a crash was coming soon and that we were going back to $100,000. We stood in line, saved money, and now we're knocking on the door of history. We've seen a pullback, but the candles are still very bullish, and this is just good consolidation. Don't forget about the 13-day moving average cross I talked about for XRP. Look at the chart for Bitcoin. Before this great run, it had the same signal. One strong sign of how often these trends happen is this. But you should pay attention to this word of advice. The RSI, or relative strength measure, is going up. The RSI can be thought of as a market temperature measure. It's around 69 right now, and once it goes above 75, the market is usually seen as overvalued, and people start taking profits. I think we still have room to run, though. It's possible that prices will rise to between $140,000 and $150,000 before they start to drop again. Now let's look at an asset that a lot of people think could be the dark horse of the next year: Solana. The pattern on its chart tells an interesting story, even though it's slightly down today and stuck around the 233 mark. Pay attention to the beat. Huge green candles first, then a red one, then more green, and then another red. If this pattern stays the same, another wave of green could start this weekend. The fact that Solana's RSI is currently at 58 is a very good sign for the stock. There is still a lot of room for a big move higher because it is not even close to being overbought. As we head into the new year, investments like Solana could have some of the most explosive outperformance. Bitcoin and Ethereum get all the attention. Keep a close eye on this one. We've finally reached Ethereum. This is the story of someone who stood up to the crowd. A short time ago, when people were scared, the crowd yelled, "It's the end of the world! Sell, sell, sell." It was thought that the price would drop dramatically to $3,500. But while other people were freaking out, we saw a great chance to buy. Many of those same people are now saying they were buying all along, even though the price has gone back up so much. In general, this is how market players act. People who go with the flow of public opinion without a fixed plan. We did the wrong thing.